Crank man on dick.
What's going on, everybody? This is your man Young T Bell coming with another podcast. You know what? I'm feeling real good in this episode. I felt real good in the last episode. AP texted me. He was like, "You was feeling it?" I said, "Yeah, I felt it in my pinky toe, deep down in my soul." But as always, thank you for tuning in to the Man Training Podcast. I'm your man T Bell, and guess what, Tyler? You still don't know what week you're on, and who cares? I got stuff to talk about today, and I'm excited because I'm finna talk to all the fellas, and mainly the fellas, all the fellas that's married. I'm talking to you, Chris, other Chris Whitehead, Chris Ballou, Justin, Rod, talk to my brother, talking to all the fellas in the brotherhood. I'm talking to you. Y'all need to listen to what I'm telling you, because I'm finna help you out. Matter of fact, if you in a relationship, I'm talking to you too. I'm finna drop some gems in this episode. I'm finna shake up some relationships and marriages. Because fellas, we need to stop being on the losing end of situations with our woman or our spouse. And I'm finna help you out in this episode because I cracked the code. Fellas, I figured it out, and we finna be on top. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Anyways, the reason of this episode is I'm going to talk to the fellas, but I'm talking to the ladies too. And it's called Ladies, Your Man Does Listen to You. Fellas, let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself talking to your wife and you've ever had a conversation with her, and some kind of way you got to the point in the conversation where she says, "I told you," you don't remember us talking about that? And now every time you get to that place in the conversation, you have to think, did she tell me that? I swear she didn't. Now, fellas, I'm going to tell you this. Joy has become a mastermind of this. It be a bunch of times. Well, I know she be lying. And she be talking about, "I told you already." And I be like, "No, you didn't." But you didn't. It's been so many times where I got caught slipping that when she played that card, I be like, "Dang, did she tell me?" But it be a bunch of times where I be like, "You ain't telling me, but you ain't gonna win this time. You can play that card, but I know you lying." But it be a couple times where I know she got me. But I'm gonna just let you know now, fellas. If you ever find yourself in that situation, it's because you didn't have an insurance policy for the conversation for yourself. Women are smart. Why are women smarter than us? Because they always have an insurance policy in the conversation. When I say insurance policy, I mean they will say just enough to still be in control of the conversation if it for some reason doesn't go their way on the back end if y'all talk about a situation. Like, for instance, like I just said, fellas, if you ever find yourself, your woman saying, "I told you already," you never listen to me. You don't never be listening when I talk. Bet. Let's put a pin in it right there. If you ever find yourself in that situation, fellas, you didn't protect yourself. You didn't have an insurance policy in place. Now, that woman, that's the go-to card. As they say in spades, that's the big joker. That's where you know you got your man dead to rights. But fellas, I want us to stop being on the losing end of this thing. We finna flip the tables, turn the tables, and we finna take our manhood back. We finna start winning, fellas. Matter of fact, let me talk to the ladies for a second. Ladies, let me confirm something with you, boo-boo. Your man heard you. And you know what we do as men? When we try and tell women we're hearing them or we listening to them. Fellas, we listen. But we like to reconfirm things multiple times to make sure that we understood and that you understand that we understand that what you're saying is understood. If that makes sense. Like, fellas, your wife or your woman ever tell you something and you ask her about it multiple times, and women be like, "I told you, we already had this conversation." It'd be a bunch of times where I get on Joy nerves because I'm reconfirming the details of the per said conversation that we recently had. Like, if the conversation was, you pick the kids up and I got to go to the grocery store, I'm going to ask Joy a million times, "You said I got to pick up the kids, right? Okay, who I need to pick up first? Okay, what teacher class they gonna be in? Okay, and which grocery store you going to? And what you gonna buy at the grocery store?" I'm picking that thing apart multiple times. If she tell me on Monday, Friday, picking up the kids, in between that time frame, I'm gonna ask her a million times. I'm still picking up the kids, right? Okay, I'm gonna pick them up this day. And you said pick them up when? Okay, and you said they gotta wear what? And they gotta do what? I heard you the first time, baby. Fellas, I know you be paying attention, but we just like to reconfirm. It's not that we didn't listen and hear you the first time, ladies. It's just we like to reconfirm the details of said conversation to make sure we understand properly. Now, fellas, when we do that, we're still not thinking ahead like women. They have the insurance policy. Like I said, they have the protect me later clause in the conversation. What do you mean, Tyler? I'm glad you asked, Tyler. Ladies, well, fellas, I'm finna stump all over y'all toes because I done figured it out. Let's just say, fellas, and listen to the details of the conversation, because this is where we foolishly go wrong, because ladies will say bits and teats and pieces that won't fill in the gaps, but they'll say just enough to have you hooked and have your attention, but they won't say enough to give themselves fully away. But fellas, we dumb. We just be like, okay, what you say, baby? Go along with it. But fellas, we need to pay attention to key words and key things in conversations with our women. Let me paint this scenario for you, right? Fellas, your wife or lady, she tells you, boo, I'm going to get drinks with Sarah after work on Tuesday. What did you just hear? You heard your wife was going to get dinner with Sarah on Tuesday. That's the man's mindset. She said just enough to let you know that after work, she is going out with one of her friends. You don't know where. I mean, you might know where down the road. Okay, let's just say she fills in enough details. Okay, we're going to happy hour at restaurant A. I don't know, I don't drink, so I don't know restaurants where people go get drinks. Let's just say Applebee's. We're going to Applebee's Tuesday after work to get drinks. Now, you and your dumb self, fellas, this is where we go wrong. All you thinking is, bet she's going to get drinks Tuesday at Applebee's. First of all, you ain't asked which Applebee's. That's where we go wrong also. We just hear Applebee's and we think the closest Applebee's to us. No, that's the first place we went wrong. We didn't ask where. Okay, so now let's backtrack. Which Applebee's are you going to? Oh, the one closest to my job. Still, fellas, there could still be multiple Applebee's, so we need to say what address. Tell me which one you going to. Okay, you going to Applebee's on this road after work. Bet. But here's the problem, fellas. You know she's going to get drinks on Tuesday at Applebee's after work with Sarah. That's not the end of the story. This is where we think we've completely communicated with our women and we shut down the shop. Women, this is where they know they got us. They got the big joker because you didn't ask enough questions. This is where we go wrong, fellas. My wife is going to Applebee's on Tuesday after work. That right there, that piece right there, after work. Now, the normal work day is 8 to 5, right? 8 to 5. In your dumb mind, you say, after 5 o'clock, she going to get drinks at Applebee's with Sarah on Tuesday. Oh, okay, I got it. No, you don't got it, bruh. This is where she got you. This is her insurance policy. All you hear is she going to get drinks. You ain't asking enough questions. Okay, so now you call your wife at 3:30. The normal workday ends at 5. You call your wife, hey, babe, where you at? Oh, I'm having drinks with Sarah. What? You having drinks with Sarah? I thought you said you was going after work. She did say that, dummy. She did say that. This is where you failed, and this is her insurance policy getting ready to kick in to cover her behind. I told you I was going to get drinks with Sarah after work. Well, the work day ended at 5. I got off at 3. You didn't tell me that. Well, you should have called earlier and checked on me. God, dog it. God, dog it. This is where they get us at, fellas. This hurts me to my soul. She told you exactly what you needed to know, but you didn't ask enough questions. So now you at her mercy. I'm going to get drinks after work. Now she can say you never asked. You asked me where I was going. I told you Applebee's on this street. Okay, but you didn't tell me. Well, you asked me where I was going, and I told you I was going after work. but you never asked what time I was getting off. You just assumed she was getting off at 5 and she was going to get drinks after 5. No, she just so happened this day to get off at 3:30. Her insurance policy is you didn't ask what time I was getting off, and you didn't ask the right questions to know, because she didn't want you to. You just assumed 5 o'clock she's going after work. No. This day she get off at 3:30. Now she got 2 cards. You didn't ask what time I was getting off, and 2, you didn't call earlier to check on me to see what time I was getting off. Oh man, now we got 2 L's in one conversation. This is where asking enough. My parents always say you need to ask enough questions. Ask more questions. Fellas, we got to ask more questions. We gotta bust that insurance policy apart, because they gonna always get us. Chris, don't let Tam play you. Don't let her give you bits and pieces of the story just enough to get you on the hook and then come and bite you in the butt later. Don't do it. Justin, don't let Monica get you with the okie doke no more. We gotta ask more questions. Rod, don't let Jess get you with the okie doke no more. We gotta ask more questions. Whitehead, don't let Kayla get you. Don't let her catch you slipping, bruh. If you tell her you going to the golf course at 3, and she gonna ask all the questions, because that's what women do. She gonna ask all the questions and pick your little insurance policy apart. You got to be smarter with it, fellas. We gotta play their game. We don't play it as good because they might can fathom most stuff, but we gotta stick to the script. But we gotta know, and we gotta ask more questions, because I'm tired of losing, fellas. I'm tired of the women being able to get that. Oh, I told you, you never listened to me. I told you I was going to get drinks after work. You didn't ask me what time. I just told you I was going after work. You said you was going after work, and you normally get off at 5. Well, you should have asked what time, and you got well. But she didn't tell you what time she was getting off, because that's the little piece of her insurance policy that's going to bite you in the butt. Fellas, we got to do better. We got to ask more questions. This is man training, but it's also husband training, because our women, they're smart. They're strategic. They play chess. We play, we playing Connect 4. What's a simple game? They playing down the road. We playing for the moment now. This is how they always get us. Fellas, we got to do better. Ask more questions. Don't let them get you with the okie doke. Don't let them hit you with that little, I'm going after work, and you think 5 o'clock and it's really 3:30 and you ain't check on her, but you didn't ask also what time. You got to ask the questions, fellas. Don't let that insurance policy get you, because women be scheming. All right? Trying to help you out, fellas. This is where they get you. If you don't remember nothing else in this video, no, you got to ask more questions, because if you don't, and it's the plans just so happen to change, you still gonna be on the losing end. But we don't want to lose no more. We gotta do better, fellas. All right, I done said enough. I hope you learned something, fellas, because I don't want you to lose no more. We gotta get on the winning end of this thing. We gotta get ahead of the curve, because we've been losing long enough. No more that you don't never listen to me. We gonna get ahead of this game, fellas, and we gonna start winning. All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Man Trainer Podcast. I have been your man T Bell. And I want all my fellas to win. All my husbands, all my boys, all the men with girls and wives. We got to start winning. Alright? Like I said, I'm your man T Bell. Share this video. Like this video. And I want all my fellas to start winning. Share this video with a man who you think is always on the losing end of this thing. We got to start winning. Take your pride back, fellas. I'm done talking. My throat's starting to hurt a little bit. I gotta edit this video. But share this video, because we gotta start winning. Alright? Till the next time, go be great.